Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
Thank you for calling the Bombas Comfort Line. Bombas make socks, slippers, tees, and underwear made with the highest quality materials. Press 1 for comfort, 2 for style, 3 for donation. You chose style. Bombas is styles for whatever you enjoy. You can run in Bombas, lounge in Bombas, dress them up, dress them down, but always give back in Bombas. Because with every item purchased, another is donated. Bombas, comfort worth calling for. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
How did one-night stands make you feel afterwards?
Well, like I said, most of them happened when I was pretty lost. So when I was 27, I went through this breakup. I've been with a girl for 5.5 years.
Yeah.
And went through this breakup. And it was the hardest thing that I'd ever experienced in my life to that point. And it completely changed my life. You know, I would never have moved to Australia without it. I don't think I'd be anywhere near as emotional than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly wasn't a crier before, and now I am. So I think that I was very lost then, and I didn't feel comfortable enough to go on dates with people. I feel like in a way that was somehow cheating, even though I wasn't together anymore. And I wasn't anywhere near ready to be in a relationship with someone. So I suppose one night stands was my only card remaining. Yeah. I didn't know, it took me ages to sort of sleep with anyone, but eventually one night stands was the card that I could play. Rather than fill the gap of no longer having a connection with someone that you're in a relationship with, they sort of reminded me what I no longer had. You know, they would be...
Oh, that's sad.
You have sex with someone and you weirdly are thinking, it's not the same. It's not the same person. I don't feel anything for this person. It was just very uncomfortable for me. And like I said, they were always very transactional. It was always...
Yeah, same, yeah. It's always like
hour.
an agreement, isn't it? It's like an agreement. We're going to do this. We're never going to see each other again. And actually, that's not a fun agreement, is it? It's like, oh, we're going to do this, but then it's going to be over and we'll never see each other again. And it's like this kind of dead end, isn't it? It's quite horrible.
And what I struggled with was the intimacy of it, but not the sex. The sex is whatever. It was then spending the night there. I never would sleep. I could never sleep like, in a bed with someone or being cuddled. Or I don't really cuddle when I'm asleep, but being cuddled and being in someone's bedroom.
But you don't know.
That is what I struggled with more so than the actual doing the deed.
Yeah, and even kissing and stuff, it feels quite intimate on those nights, doesn't it? Because you don't really know the person, and it is quite intimate kissing or snogging someone. I guess when booze is involved, you're just so out of it. You're just like, yeah, let's do this. And it's all like this horrible, messy situation. I always felt disappointed when the person never called me again. This is why I think it's a bit different from men and women. Like for you, you knew what the situation was. You knew you were going in there to have sex with someone and you knew you probably wouldn't see them again. Yeah. But for me, you know, I didn't feel that. I thought, gosh, well, this is the start of something. I always felt like I liked that person. And this is, even though I was drunk, I still went in there with a hope. And afterwards, I used to feel quite violated and shame, like it was my fault. And now I had to deal with the fact that that person hasn't liked me enough to stay with me. They've gone and they've, you know, disappeared. And now I'm here, you know, holding my bed sheets up to my chin, feeling empty and sad. And I kind of gave these men a gift for no reason. I gave them the gift of my body, whereas in fact I wasn't getting anything in return. And I wasn't educated into why one night stand might make me feel like that. I just thought it was normal. But then that hole, I basically created a hole inside myself by having this terrible promiscuity growing up, because the more I did it, the bigger kind of hole developed in my heart. Hamish, sounds a bit deep, but the more I did it, the more I did it. It sounds strange. It was like a vicious circle. I kept looking for something or looking for someone, hoping one of the men might stay, which meant I did it more, which meant I felt worse. my standards went down with each turn because I just became more desperate to find love. And really, that's what I was doing. It wasn't about sex or one-night stands. It was me navigating this world, trying to find someone that loved me. And that was what I was looking for. So the gape in my heart got bigger and bigger, and the void was never filled. And eventually, it was just alcohol that was filling that.
So every one-night stand was actually more of a rejection than a acceptance. Everyone that didn't call you back was another one who's not interested enough to do it twice.
Exactly. It was another person. I mean, I remember one guy coming up to me in a club and saying, "Hey, should you go back to mine? Don't worry, I always have sex with people twice." And I was like, all right, I'm in. Yeah, I went back to his house, had sex with him. He never called me again. And I was like, but he promised me he'd have sex with me again. Like, that's how mental I was. Yeah. It's really sad. It's really terrible. And I know a lot of people do it, and it's very socially acceptable to have a one-night stand. But for me, it wasn't as simple as that. There was much thicker layers to it, going deep down into my core. It seems, Hamish, we've both had a fair share of one-night stands, and the consensus generally between us here is that they were occasionally okay, sometimes remorseful, and always pretty unsatisfying. This might not be the case for everyone all the time. We only speak from our own knowledge, but it does seem when alcohol is involved, the sexual experience is not as good or as gratifying as it could be.
A big part of overboozing for men is brewer's droop, a floppy ding-dong when it's supposed to be ready for action. Have you ever heard of Pilly Willy, Vic?
Pilly Willy, no. What is that?
Yeah, I think if people don't know what brewer's droop is, which is what you can imagine, your gentleman doesn't stand to attention because of the alcohol. Pilly Willy is similar behaviour from your codpiece, from ecstasy.
Oh, God, Pilly Willy. That is the best. God, so what's the science behind this? Alcohol actually reduces the sexual sensitivity, Hamish. So that makes sense with the Pilly Willy and the brewer's droop. So even though sex might seem more adventurous, like bonking on the kitchen counter or doggy styling on the balcony, it might not feel so good.
I do have a good story about doggy styling on the balcony.
Oh, God.
I actually have doggy styling on the balcony to thank for eventually moving in with my wife, okay?
Oh, gosh, it's a romantic story.
No, it's not me. It's not me or her, but she was living in a share house in Sydney, and I was sort of crashing at hers whilst looking for my own place. And it was Father's Day, so she said to her housemate, look, my dad's staying tonight, so I'm going to sleep in your bed, you can sleep in mine.
Yeah.
My dad will sleep in mine. So if you do come back with a guy, can you just go to his house or let me know and I'll sleep on the sofa? She goes to sleep. She gets woken up by the housemate who's brought a guy back. So she goes, okay, can you have sex in the living room, or I'll go to the sofa, can you just keep it down? Anyway, they start having sex in the living room. So Liz comes out, guys, shh, my dad's in that room, can you not do it here? Okay, fine. So they go have sex in the kitchen. And Liz is literally chasing them around the flat, clapping her hands, guys, get off her. Yeah, don't do it, my dad's asleep, stop doing it. Then they went out onto the balcony. Now, Liz's room had a French window opening onto the balcony. Yeah. So they're having sex 2-3 meters away from the dad on the balcony. And Liz is completely losing it. But the dad said the next morning he didn't hear a thing. Anyway, when Liz went into the kitchen the following morning, her tub of coconut oil was open with a huge finger mark taken out in the middle of it. Liz came and said, "Hey, I'm moving out. Let's find a place together."
Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Coconut oil incident.
Coconut oil.
Oh,
so,
God.
it's not all, sex on the balcony is not all bad news in my life story.
No, exactly. So if you're not having sex on the balcony and your old man isn't working properly and you're experiencing droopy, inebriated knob syndrome, DICS for short, do you like that?
It's brilliant.
Thank you. Alcohol depresses the central nervous system, which means it can make it more difficult for some men to get it up or keep it up or have an erection. Drinking may also prevent a delay in orgasm. Drinking heavily over an extended period can even turn a temporary condition into a longer-term impotence.
Never had a problem with delayed orgasms, Vic.
Oh, lovely. I'm glad to know that.
Despite my prayers.
Yeah.
Like men, women may find it more difficult to have an orgasm or find they have orgasms that are less intense after drinking alcohol. Also, there is the fact that you may be having sex with someone you don't know very well. Buying someone a shot of absinthe and then snogging them in a taxi is not as deep a connection as it may feel. So if you don't feel love, only lust, the sex might not feel as nice.
It's funny, you bring back some memories about me doing shots of absinthe and snogging men in taxis there, because I thought that was connection, and that's where I was going wrong. I felt that was a real showing of love. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm an old romantic, I think, really, aren't I?
No connection starts with absinthe.
It doesn't, does it? No. No good story starts with a salad is one of the famous saying, isn't it? So scientifically, sex will not be as good after imbibing 10 beers, which makes sense. If you can't walk straight, your willy might be wonky too, Hamish.
How do you know about my wonky willy?
I know a lot of stuff about you now over this podcast, don't I? Wonky willies, all sorts of things. What about the danger and the risk involved when having a one-night stand, Hame? What do you reckon?
Well, since drinking alcohol reduces inhibitions and impairs judgment, it's a common factor leading to unprotected sex, which in turn may result in unplanned pregnancy or sexually transmitted infections. Then you've got all sorts of itches and problems to worry about.
Yes, a bout of crotch crickets or body pox might be a consequence that you do not want to deal with in the weeks after a dirty downstairs disco.
Body pox.
I've gone crazy with my little sayings today, Hamish. I hope you don't mind.
You're making up STDs.
I am, yeah.
What an afternoon.
Well, I think I've had a few of those, so yeah, I am not making them up. We must mention here, alcohol is not only connected with domestic violence, of course, 73% of reported cases, but it's also linked to cases of sexual assault on one-night stands. I know for me personally that I trusted people too quickly in those situations because I was inebriated, and this led me to putting myself in danger quite often. In the end, if I didn't quit drinking, I thought probably something bad would happen to me. There's not a famous story, but a story that I've told in another podcast, Hamish, where I was in Byron Bay for a night and I got rohypnoled and dragged off up the beach by a guy with a cross tattooed on his head.
What?
Yeah, it's a terrible story, and it was due to me being inebriated and probably the perpetrator knowing that I was vulnerable in that situation. I was the victim in that situation, of course, because I had no control over somebody spiking my drink. But I think there is part of me also that accepts that the situations I put myself in were often quite risky.
You were easy pickings because you were the drunkest person beforehand.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be that way. Of course, you should be safe if you're going out drinking with your mates, but that's not always the case because there are people out there who are actually looking for people like me. I imagine one-night stands are very different for men, Hamish. What can you tell us?
Well, I can't speak for all men, although I think I was generally careful with regards to protection. With that being said, if any of the girls who were total strangers to me had told me that I didn't need to wear a condom, that everything was all good, I'm sure I would have been drunk enough in every situation to whip it off.
Yeah,
it's
scary, isn't it?
It's frightening, and actually I don't know a single man who wouldn't have done a similar thing in the same position. These are strangers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Who knows why anyone would lie about that, but that happens.
It must be a people-pleasing thing there, even if somebody's, even in that moment, even when you're really under the influence and really hammered, you're still trying to give your best self sexually as well. So therefore, yeah, fuck it, anything goes. Let's just do this. And all of your inhibitions are gone, so therefore you're not thinking straight and you allow yourself to do things you would never normally do.
And I think that's particularly true for men, because I think particularly in our teenage years, in our 20s, this is certainly true for me. I think if you're a lady on a night out and you want to have a one-night stand, you can probably have a one-night stand. Yeah. You can probably ask every man in the room and 99% of them
would say yes. Yeah.
Very different for a man, or for me certainly, is you're just happy to be involved. If somebody wants to have sex with you, you're thrilled.
Yeah, I'm in.
Cool, I'm chuffed to bits. So, not thinking about the consequences so much. You're just caught in oh my God, I'm 17 and massively hormonal and someone wants to have sex with me, yippee.
Yeah, it's funny. So true. So what's the difference between having a one-night stand sober and having one drunk? Well, one of the first things is that you meet someone with a clear head and a right state of mind.
You're also the genuine you.
Which is, we go on a lot about this podcast as being the genuine you. You're able to make wise choices and you don't need to question your actions.
It'll feel nicer if you do choose to do it on the first date as well.
None of those saggy willies.
Dicks.
No dicks, D-I-K-S. You have rules and you have boundaries. These are so important.
You won't have any regrets.
You keep your power.
You will probably use protection and make sure mates know where you are when you do head off with someone as well.
Yeah, so you're safe in more ways than one. You're sexually safe and people know where you are. That's a really important one for people going out and drinking. Always have mates. That night when I got dragged down the beach, Hamish, by this total loon, my mates noticed I was missing, and just as something really bad was about to happen, I felt a tug on the back of my collar and they lifted me off him and carried me over their shoulder in a fireman's lift back to our backpackers place.
Oh, yeah, I
so
didn't
it's
want to
my
ask.
mates,
I'm
yeah.
glad
No, it was my
had a
mates
good
that
ending.
saved the day, but it was the closest I've ever been to anything really, really destructive happening like that.
You'll feel the feels. You can look in the eyes. You won't be cringing. You'll probably remember it. You know, generally you're going to have a better sexual experience.
I mean, I still cringe a bit when I look in my husband's eyes, quite honestly.
That's true, yeah.
I sort of find myself looking at the telly.
What? 10 o'clock news.
Yeah, 10 o'clock news. You can change it here. You can be more about your satisfaction than your partner's. Think about yourself. Like, I never thought about myself in those situations. I just abandoned my body and gave myself away. But now I'm sober, I think about myself and my own needs and what I want in a sexual situation, and it makes for a much better experience.
Yeah, and it's much more attractive, I think, if someone with that sort of confidence. And
Yeah. I'm like, get the whip out now.
turn ITV off, get the 10 o'clock news on BBC on.
Yeah. Pass me the controller.
Trevor McDonald. There's also a better chance of it happening again. You know, if you're not your droopy, drunk, slobbering self, there's a better chance you probably will get a second or third or maybe even a relationship out of it.
Yeah, I might phone up that guy that still owes me that second shag, actually.
Yeah, he's probably looking for your number.
Yeah, he probably is.
I'm a man of my word. It's been 40 years.
Yeah. Come on, here I am. I'll search him up on Facebook. Do you remember me? So we've discovered having one-night stands when wasted won't be as good when you're sober. Your beer goggles will be steamed up and your standards will lower. You might do some things you'll regret. We understand the thought of one-night stand sober is really confronting. So meet someone in the morning for a coffee first. Find commonalities and connection. Create anticipation and build from that. I mean, there's nothing nicer than being genuinely excited about having sex with someone. It gives you an amazing feeling when it actually happens. I think it'd be a much nicer interaction with much less droopiness, quite honestly, Hamish.
Getting to know someone and doing it sober will be much more satisfying and means you care about yourself and your body enough to wait and make sure it's right. We're not saying you don't have one-night stands. If they're consensual and sober, then bonk away to your heart's delight. Just make sure it's your choice.
Looking back, do you regret being drunk on one-night stands, Hame?
Yes and no. I tried to not live with too many regrets. You know, at the time, that was all I knew, and that was just the way that things played out.
Yeah.
I ended up meeting the perfect person for me, so I don't feel a sense of what if, you know, with any of the women that came and went. I never think, oh no, maybe one of them was the perfect woman. Maybe I should have married one of them. So I don't have that regret. I'm not anti one-night stands. I mean, absolutely go for it, have fun. But as someone who did the majority of mine drunk, it's a shame that I can remember so little of them. You know, what's the point of a great experience or a fun story that you can't even remember?
If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
Do they have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the...
Hey friends, it's Nikayla from the podcast Side Hustle Pro. I'm always looking for ways to keep my kids entertained without screens, and the Yoto Mini has been a total lifesaver. My kids are obsessed. Yoto is a screen-free audio player where kids just pop in a card and listen. Hours of stories, music, podcasts, and more, and no screens or ads. With hundreds of options for ages 0 to 12, it's the perfect gift they'll go back to again and again. Check it out at yotoplay.com. YOTOPLAY.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Tyler Reddick here from 2311 Racing. The rush of racing? Nothing beats it. But Chumba Casino comes close. Chumba's got fast spins, fun games, daily bonuses, and all the action you can handle. Now that's a ride. Ready to hit the throttle? Get in the driver's seat and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad
No, it's
bookstores?
probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really
Yeah.
depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his teeny little, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it
Yeah,
now.
go and buy it. Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy. Buy it. Yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Buy another one.
Yeah.